This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, and welcome to Girl Scouts of Montana and Wyoming's G.I.R.L. 2020 Planning and Support webinar. This webinar is the second in a series of informational learning sessions designed to assist troop and trip leaders in planning an exceptional travel experience for their girls to the 2020 Girl Scouts National Convention. During this webinar, we will be going over what we know to date about the event schedule, discuss additional money earning processes and ideas, and go over family contracts and troop budgeting. As always, we welcome your questions. If you have questions at the end of this presentation, please be sure to send them to customercare@gsmw.org. Every 3 years, GSUSA hosts the Girl Scout National Convention. The first part is the National Council session. This is the business side of the convention. It is where national delegates discuss, debate, and vote on proposals as well as vote for members of the Girl Scout National Board of Directors. This whole process takes about a day and a half to accomplish. For the most part, only delegates attend this portion of the National Convention. Girls and adults are allowed to watch the proceedings, usually on the last day, if they have purchased a weekend pass. After all of the business of convention is concluded, it's time for the fun, celebratory part. This is the part you and your girls are probably most interested in, with guest speakers and attending discussion sessions, visiting the Hall of Experiences, and exploring the hosting area. There is something for everyone at the GIRL portion of the convention. This part of the convention is also totally girl-led. A team of Girl Scouts, known as the G Team, or Girls Together Empowering and Motivating, are selected from across the country and will spend many hours over the next 18 months working to make sure this event is exactly how they want it to be. For example, some of the speakers invited by the G Team at the 2017 convention included astronaut Dr. Mae Jemison and Olympic gold medalist gymnast Gabby Douglas. One of the highlights for both girls and adults is the Hall of Experiences. This is a showcase of exhibitors that either have a relationship with Girl Scouts or have a business, organization, or idea that is in line with the Girl Scout movement. Girl Scout cookies, both ABC and Little Brownie Bakers, the World Centers, STEM, Outdoors, Travel, College, Community Service, all are represented. There are also guest speakers and special presentations scheduled in the hall throughout the day on various topics. There is literally something for everyone. At the 2017 event, NASA had several displays including robots and a gravitron gyroscope ride for the bravest souls. And there was a swimming pool set up so that girls could try out scuba diving right in the convention hall. It was really amazing. Here you can see a possible preliminary schedule for GIRL 2020. This schedule is not official, but it has been shared in many groups as a possible outline for how the convention itself and the optional trips like Disney World or Universal Studios may be scheduled. On our website, you will find a copy of the 2017 schedule of events for the week of convention. It is a good example of what you might expect the week to look like at the 2020 convention. In 2017, the pricing for a weekend pass, which included all of the fun parts of convention like the speakers, workshops, Hall of Experience, and special meals and celebrations, was approximately $295 for girls and $345 for adults. There were also early bird discounts available, as well as day passes for the Hall of Experience at $10 for girls K through 12 and $20 for adults. Prices for GIRL 2020 may be similar to these that were offered in 2017, but we do not yet have the final numbers. Optional trips, like those to Disney World, Universal Studios, or other area attractions, will be an additional cost and are usually a separate registration from convention passes. For the 2017 convention, basic information on the schedule and pricing was shared around July, August of 2016. Registration went live around March or April of 2017. This means the earliest we may see information for G.I.R.L. 2020 would be the end of this summer, and registration would happen spring of 2020. Additional money earning can sound like a daunting topic, but just imagine how daunting this project could be if girls didn't have your guidance in money earning. I can only imagine the hundreds of girls from our council trying to earn their own way there through their allowance and random side jobs. Our financial literacy programs help get your troop on their way to a great money earning start. Beyond that, Girl Scouts Montana, Wyoming has outlined guidelines to help you and your troop plan additional money earning opportunities. As we mentioned in our last webinar, we would advise having your travelers plan on budgeting $1,200 to $1,500 per person for their air travel, hotels, ground transportation, food, and convention registration. This estimate includes about $300 to $400 for plane tickets based on what is currently available, and it also includes about $300 to $350 for the all-inclusive G.I.R.L. 2020 convention pass. This means your girls have a lot of money earning to do. Keep in mind that for any additional money earning projects, the troop must submit an additional money earning form to council. On that form, you'll find the requirements for the form's approval. Remember too that our council's financial literacy programs are a prerequisite for additional money earning. Let's review a few important caveats of additional money earning. Girl members may not engage in any direct solicitation of money. This means if you're soliciting a donation to your troop for the trip, girls can state their need and goals for the trip, but an adult must be the one to actually ask for the money. Troops have asked whether or not they can have a local restaurant donate proceeds from a night of sales for their cause. This, too, is not permitted. For instance, Pizza Hut may offer to donate 5% of their Wednesday night sales to your troop. Sorry, we cannot approve this type of request. We have also had a troop request for a percentage of Sensi sales to go to their troop. Girl Scouts Montana, Wyoming will not approve this type of money earning because, as the money earning guidelines state, Girl Scouts may not participate in demonstration parties. Keep in mind also that raffles and games of chance are not permitted. If you would like more information on the specifics of money earning, we broached the topic in the first G.I.R.L. 2020 webinar, and there are several pages guiding you through money earning in the G.I.R.L. 2020 toolkit. To avoid redundancy, please review the toolkit with your troop and families. What we'd like to share now are some ideas for what your troop can do for additional money earning. Child care at events. Say you're aware of an adult-only event like a conference or a meeting. Girls can plan with the event coordinators to offer childcare throughout the event. Girls could send flyers to the attendees before the event letting them know they'll be there, their qualifications and goals, and how much they'll charge. Classic money earning can include dog walking, lawn raking, or gift wrapping. And these projects are even more fun as a troop. Scholastically inclined troops can offer tutoring sessions after school, while athletically inclined troops may look into supporting a youth soccer league by refereeing for a small fee. Troops have also found success earning money through homemade calendar sales where each month has a unique girl-created art piece as the featured picture. Troop cookbooks are a great way for girls to learn more about cooking, as well as editing and publishing, all with the additional mission of earning money for their trip. Troops can also work together to create jewelry, candles, cards, wreaths, bird feeders, and more, and they can sell them at community events or craft sales. Bigger events can draw even more money for your troop's cause. While also considering the heftier investment in time and resources, troops can really get behind the team effort of earning money with a car wash, talent show, or community dance. A great way for girls to earn money would be to give back to the Girl Scout community by hosting a journey or batch event for younger girls. If you ever have even the simplest question about money earning, please don't hesitate to reach out to Jen McFarland or Sarah Megacy at Girl Scouts Montana, Wyoming. If we can't tell you the answer immediately, we'll find it for you and get back to you as soon as we can. Now, we've already had plenty of questions about who will represent Girl Scouts Montana, Wyoming as delegates for the 2020 National Convention. While we do not have all the details yet, we'd love to tell you what we do know. First, Girl Scouts Montana, Wyoming has been informed by GSUSA that by November 8, 2019, GSUSA will send a letter to each Girl Scout Council indicating the number of National Council delegates the Council is entitled to elect for the Girl Scout 2020 National Council session. At this time, we are not exactly sure of what sort of financial support we can give our GSMW delegates. In years past, however, we have been able to support delegates financially. Delegates will hold a lot of responsibility at the convention. If you would like to know the details, you can always go to our website, gsmw.org, and click on About, then click on Governance. The link on the slide is where you would find this information. At the bottom, you can click on the link. There, you'll find the qualifications for our delegates. For instance, delegates must be 14 years of age or older to participate. After the qualifications, you'll find a link to the GSMW National Council Delegate Position Description. A delegate will be responsible for studying the agenda for the National Council session, attending brief meetings prior to the National Convention, obtaining an array of opinions from Girl Scout adults and older Girl Scouts. These opinions will help them form their strategy for their votes during the National Council session. Participate in teleconferences for voting members, and seek out opportunities to discuss, learn, and share ideas across the Girl Scout movement. Before you or one of your troop members sets her sights on being a delegate, please review the position description thoroughly. Typically, we start the delegate application process in January of the year of the convention, so please stay tuned to our website, newsletter, and Facebook pages for more information on the national delegation process. Again, after you have reviewed these documents, feel free to reach out to GSMW at any time with questions. We are here to help. One of the most common questions we get from troops wanting to participate in these kinds of opportunities is how to use troop funds fairly in order to help girls afford to participate. This can be an extremely sensitive topic, which is why it is so important to create an open and honest dialogue with your families about troop finances before deciding to participate in a trip like this one. For the most part, funds earned by girls in the troop are meant for the benefit of the whole troop. But in certain instances, especially with older girls, some troop members have bigger, more expensive goals than other members of their troop, like attending resident camp or going on a destination. This is the time to really involve the girls and families in the troop's budgeting decisions and make sure you are setting goals and expectations for any money-earning activities the troop participates in, like nuts and candy or cookie sales, and extra money earning you might decide to do. Before families participate in any money earning, make sure they have a clear understanding of what the funds will be used for. For example, before your girls sell cookies, the troop should make a plan for how they will use their profits and set expectations for each girl to help the troop reach their goals. Does everyone want to renew for the next membership year so they can go on this trip? That's 50 boxes of cookies to cover the $25 membership fee. Bridging to cadets and need to purchase new uniforms and insignia? Want to attend a council program like Magic Science? You'll need to estimate that everyone should sell another 200 boxes of cookies to cover approximately another $100 for troop year expenses. And it is okay to have an agreement with your families that if they are unable or unwilling to sell this amount of cookies toward the troop goal, they may be asked to pay dues to the troop to cover their girls' participation in activities or for a new uniform. It is also okay to use troop funds to cover these costs for families who may be in need of some financial support. Remember to keep it girl-led and make sure the girls have a say in how their funds are going to be used. Setting an expectation with your families that selling 250 boxes of cookies will cover their Girl Scout experience for the next year is a great way to engage them in the troop's financial success. It also opens the door for you to discuss how girls who sell beyond the troop's needs can use the additional funds to finance their individual goals, like travel and camp. Remember, as Girl Scouts, we want our girls to not only be honest and fair when it comes to troop finances, but also to learn to be responsible for themselves and for pursuing their goals. Right now is the perfect time for you and your girls to look at your current finances. Since we've completed this year's cookie program, you should be in a position to talk to them about what they have and what they need to cover for the upcoming membership year, and then be able to look beyond to what they still may need to do to travel to convention in 2020. One of the most important steps of planning an experience like this is to work with your girls and families to determine how much it will cost each person to participate. Here you can see a very basic budgeting worksheet, which can be found in our G.I.R.L. Travel Toolkit on the GSMW website. This is a great place to start estimating cost for your girls and trip leaders. You could easily add more categories to this list if your girls think of other things they might need to budget for. There are a lot of questions you and your girls should consider when building the budget. What percentage of the trip will come out of troop funds? Will you require a down payment from families in order to include their girl in the trip? Is it refundable? How much should girls plan to have for personal spending? What about adults who are going on the trip? Are they going to be responsible for 100% of their costs? Or will some troop funds be used for their fees as well? Can all adults attend? Or just the number needed as chaperones? Will you be putting together your own travel plans or going through a travel agency or tour company like EF Tours? Once you've answered these questions and worked out a preliminary budget with your girls and their families, it's a good idea to set up some sort of family contract or agreement with all participants. It doesn't have to be fancy, but should have the most important budget expectations outlined clearly, like the ones you see listed here on the screen. For instance, you may want to estimate your travel timeline for the purposes of taking days off of school and getting work completed on time. You can estimate your costs associated with the trips, as well as outline the troop's plan for covering those costs. Be sure to include any expected family contributions, both monetary and time-wise. Detail who can participate in the trip, and make sure to list any deadlines the troop has set for payment or money earning. On the screen now, you'll see a rough example of a family contract that I put together quickly just to give you an idea of what one might look like. You'll notice estimated travel dates and costs have been included. Also included on the form is an outline of how the troop plans to pay for the trip using cookies and fall product sales, as well as some additional money earning criteria that has been listed. In this section, you'll see that we have asked for a down payment to the troop leader with a deadline, as well as listing out how families can choose to use those funds if they decide not to participate in the trip. Family contracts keep families accountable for their girls' portion of the proceeds and help to ensure that no girls shoulder a burden of sending other girls on a trip that is quite expensive. You will be able to find this form on our website in the G.I.R.L. planning section, or you can email customer care and request a copy be emailed to you. Other things that you may want to consider with your troop in your cost estimate are listed here. Swaps are a Girl Scout tradition and very popular at Girl Scout conventions. With Girl Scouts coming from all over the country, many of them are excited to return home with mementos of their time there and the new friends they have met. You may want to consider a council patch or making your own very personalized Girl Scouts Montana and Wyoming swap for people to remember you by. Matching apparel for troops should also be considered. Not only is it a fun memento for the girls, but it is also a great tool for keeping track of your group in massive crowds. Girls should also plan to budget for any souvenirs they may want to purchase at the convention, as well as any snacks or airport meals that may be required during your time away. If you have any questions, please feel free to email customer care at GSNW, or you can contact Sarah Megacy, our Camp Director and Outdoor Program Manager, or Jen McFarland, Volunteer Support Manager for South Central Montana at the emails listed below. We are always happy to answer your questions and look forward to future webinars with all of our troop leaders.